Hey guys, it's Nick, and welcome to a brand new series, Making Money Outside the 9 to 5. A series where we look at methods that people are using right now to boost their income outside of the regular jobs, which you might want to consider doing yourself. Maybe you want to boost your investment portfolio to go on that dream family holiday, or maybe help get a deposit together for your first home. But to do any of that, we're going to have to make some money. However, with any video or advert which talks about making money, especially ones making big claims, you always need to ask one very important question. If this method is so good, then why isn't the person themselves doing it instead of talking about doing it? A bit like an advert for Forex, for example. To not fall into this trap, I will always answer this question at the end of the video. Before we jump into the video, please consider giving a blood sacrifice to the YouTube algorithm. The robot god accepts sacrifices in the form of liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you do decide to sacrifice yourself, then please let me know in the comments below. On to the video. So today we're looking at my first recommended income grower for anyone looking to make good money relatively quickly. Personally, I made over £17,000 in just 18 months. Hang on, I'm fairly sure one of my favourite movies could help me with that line.
My name is
Nick J.
The year I turned
28.
I made
£17,000.
which really pissed me off because it was
One shy of 1K a month.
Sorry, got a little carried away. All of this was done by committing around about 30 minutes a day, but of course it did vary. Sometimes I did none, sometimes I did more. And you know what's crazy? You can use this method right now to make some money. This isn't clickbait, this isn't bull poo, this ain't no poppy cock. This is something I'd wish I'd known about a long time ago, and it's ultimately allowed me to maximise my income and boost my investment portfolio. So you're probably sat there going, 17 grand, what sort of multi-level marketing, fake guru BS is this? I do not blame you in the slightest. This opportunity came to me 2 years before I actually started doing it, and you know what? I thought it was some illegal whack job stuff and left it right there. It's only when someone I respected talked about a friend of theirs that did this and I thought, I can't ignore this any longer. When I started reading, I found out about the world of matched betting and what a world it is. Sounds dangerous, betting, gambling, but instead of skillfully card counting or whacking it all on red and praying to Jesus, it's actually just taking advantage of offers that bookmakers give to new and existing customers. They do this to keep luring them back to their website and not their competitors. Interested to know more? Well, let's go a little deeper. So, you're probably asking, how is it possible to take advantage of this? Whoa, cowboy, slow down. You're jumping forward way too quick. Before we can take advantage, it's key to understand how exactly bookmakers work at a fundamental level. Bookmakers, at their purest level, are matching people who want to bet on opposite sides of an outcome. Let's look at an example of a sports game where there's two teams, each playing each other. The only outcome of this game is that one team wins and one team loses. Nothing else. Customers of the bookmaker will place bets on what they believe is attractive odds and what they believe is good value. Let's say you bet on the weaker team as you've got a good feeling about them and the odds look really attractive. Let's call them Team B. If too many people follow as they have the same feeling, the bookmaker will lower the odds on that team and increase the odds of Team A, to attract more people to place bets on Team A to offset the uneven balance. The outcome for the bookmaker is that each side is evenly weighted, meaning they don't have anything to gain from a certain result. They couldn't care less. They make profit hand over fist as they ensure there's a margin in the middle between the odds. They do this by only offering odds with a good margin in the middle between the two outcomes, let's say 5%. This is why the house always wins, even if you win or lose. Once a bookmaker is established in the market, they become unbelievably profitable. Let me give an example of the eye-watering money that is being made. Denise Coates, the co-founder of Bet365, paid herself a salary of $323 million in 2019, which was actually $57 million more than the previous year. Yep, you got that right, over $500 million in 2 years. The financial filings for Bet365 show that over their 2018-2019 business year, that 64.5 billion was wagered with them in just 12 months. We can work out the margin, as we can see their total revenue is just short of 3 billion. If we do the sums, we can see they have an average margin of 4.6%. This means on average on every bet, whether it's sports betting, slot machines or blackjack, the average person is only getting 95.4% of their money back each time they gamble. With the potential profits so high and the comparable barriers to create an online bookmaker so low, guess what this causes? A significant need to spend money on marketing through adverts and promotions. For a sense of how much money is being pumped into marketing by bookmakers, it's widely considered that a reasonable bookmaker spends between about 25 to 35% of its revenue on marketing alone. So if we go back to our Bet365 example, in the year 2018-2019, we could make a reasonable guess that it's spending roughly 1 billion into dragging in new customers and keeping existing customers on their site. And Bet365 is just one fish out of an ocean of bookmakers fighting to hook gamblers in. You can't blame them, it's free money. This is where you come in. They see mugs. Hang on, we better clarify what mug means. Traditionally, it's a slang term for a client who is gullible or easily swindled, but in the match bettors world, it's a phrase for someone who uses a bookmaker for non-match betting purposes. As I was saying, they see mugs as free money, but in the match bettors world, we see the bookmaker as free money. So what marketing are we looking for as a match bettor? Just like a lot of food and drinks companies, a common way to market your product or service is through free samples. Basically, giving a little bit away for nothing in the hopes that it ropes the customer in. In our world, these free samples come wrapped up as a free bet. They offer free bets as they can see that most people use them and then stick around to eventually lose more money back to them. This is not what happens to a match bettor. We come in, get our free sample and leave, and we'll only ever come back if there's more free samples to be offered. So how would a budding match bettor actually convert these offers into cash? Let me give an example of how it works. Let's say you find an offer of bet £10, get £5 free to spend on football at your favourite bookmaker, Mugs Welcome Corporation. So in order to get the £5 free bet, we first must place a £10 bet on football. Sounds risky, as this is just gambling, right? Yes it is. But there is a way for you to cancel out any risk and actually make the monetary outcome a guarantee or a certainty. Let me show you how. Team A have the odds of 3.0. Those odds are 2 to 1 if you work in fractional odds, but you can find an odds converter online if that helps you follow. But like before, I'm going to give the odds in decimals. Let's put our £10 on them to win. So we currently have two outcomes. We either win and get 20 quid, or we lose and lose our tenner. Ugh, gross. You now need to bet against Team A winning. You will do this by using a betting exchange. A betting exchange, I hear you ask. A betting exchange is similar to a bookmaker, but a lot more passive. They don't really give offers, no fancy adverts. They're more like a trader's market. They don't have a margin between odds like a bookmaker does, but they do take a 2% fee for any winnings. Here's an example of one here. This website lets you back Team A. Pause. What does back mean? Back is a term used when you're betting that the result will happen, just like how you did on Mugs Betting Corporation. Anyway, on this betting exchange, you can also lay the same result as shown here. Lay is a term when you bet against something happening. If I was to lay Team A winning, I'm betting that Team A will not win. Let me say that again. Laying is betting against it happening. In this case, laying Team A winning is like saying you're betting on a draw or Team B winning. You can see here the lay odds are at 3.1. Let's look at the maths now. If you lay Team A winning, you will now have the following. If Team A wins, you'll make £20 in the bookmaker, but you'll lose £20.33 on the betting exchange, giving you a 33p loss. If Team A doesn't win, we'll lose £10 on the bookmaker, but we'll win £9.68 on the betting exchange, giving us a 32p loss. Fantastic. All that work, Nick, and I've lost 33p. Hang on, partner. Keep calm. What you've done is known as a trigger bet. A trigger bet is a bet required to access the free money element. Now it's time to grab your free £5 and do exactly the same. Let's go through the numbers using the same odds. Let's say we put our free £5 on Team A to win, giving us 2 scenarios, making £10 if they win, and if they don't, we don't get anything. If we lay Team A winning as well, we could either lose £6.78 or we could win £3.23. As you can see in the table here, no matter what happens, we'll make at least £3.22. Taking off the 33p loss, that gives us a profit of £2.99, creating something out of nothing. As an added bonus, it's tax free, well, if you're in the UK. If you don't live in the UK, then please check your local tax laws. As an example, in some states over in the US, gambling income can be taxed as high as 25%. $2.99, Nick? Are you having a laugh? I'm here for grands, not pocket change. Terence, calm down. We've only scratched the surface. Now you know the fundamentals, let me briefly show you the scale and depth of this world. Here's a list of all the bookmakers in the UK. I'll save you counting them, there's over 80. The vast majority of which hand out free bets which we are looking for. The last time I checked, 80 times £2.99 was just short of 240 quid, and that's just the small offers. On top of this, there's a lot of nuances to match betting, which we could speak about for hours, but in a nutshell, there's different types of offers, which all come with their own volatility, but equally have different profit levels. We have introduction offers, which are easy to complete and have a high value. The only issue is you only get them once. Last time I checked, there's roughly £2,400 worth of free bets just from welcome offers across all the bookmakers. On top of this, you have reload offers, which are weekly freebies for existing customers. Not as high value, but this is your bread and butter in the match betting world, which means you can do this for a time instead of as a one-off. After that, we have 2-up offers, free bet if offers, casino offers, ACCA insurance, but that's not for now. So, now you have the knowledge, I guess you only have 2 options. The first is the blue pill, to continue overlooking the opportunity. I wouldn't blame you, I did it myself for 2 years and I just dismissed it. Or, you can grasp that red pill and get under the skin of it. You're not going to let the freest cash you've ever seen get away from you. You're ready to take the plunge. If you do want to red pill it, then I can point you in 2 different directions. 1, teach yourself. I'll link all the websites I highly recommend below, which are free, which are excellent guides, which I used. Or, the second option is I've always considered myself doing classes for match betting. I actually looked for some when I first started, but I couldn't find anything. I understand it can all seem a bit daunting at first, and you might want your hand holding to get started. I haven't got any course materials as yet, but if there's any interest, I could pull some together and coach you through it. Before I forget, at the start of this video I came with a warning to always ask the question, if this method is so good, then why isn't the person doing it themselves instead of talking about doing it? In a nutshell, once bookmakers clock onto what you're doing, basically making money from them, they gub you. To gub or to get gubbed is a term used when your account is unable to access promotions, the foundation of which match betting is based off. This process could take weeks, months, or years, but for me, it took around 18 months for it to become not worth my while continuing. Don't see it as a negative thing, take it as confirmation that this method is really good, and the bookmakers don't want you doing it. So, that's it for this episode. I have at least 3 more episodes lined up, so stay tuned. Let me know if you've done match betting, and if you have, how much have you made? But until next time, thanks for watching. You'll receive a bonus point if you manage to spot my dog Barney participating in the Wolf of Wall Street skit earlier in the video. And if you want to see where I've invested this money that I've made for match betting, then feel free to watch my VWRL explained video, or alternatively, see how my money's performed over the last 3 years in my Vanguard account. Link should be on the screen now.